A lot of you know that I'm about to move out to Kenya. We have a children's hospital for orphans with life-threatening illnesses, and my entire life over the last 5 years has just been dedicated to this. But this last year leading up has really been a time for fundraising. And that's the hard part of anyone. If you ask anyone in the nonprofit world, that's really the struggle. And my burden has been, I love these kids so much. I want so much for them. You know, what can I do differently? And I just hit rock bottom, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to sell this any other way. And I had a couple months ago gone on this cruise. It was called a CEO cruise. My friend Chelsea Kilman had actually invited me and my husband to come and to speak. And through there, I met just these typhoons of business. I mean, I'm CEO of a company, but I'm CEO of a nonprofit that I started myself. And so, I'm 25 years old, and I'm standing just in a cruise boat filled with people who have empires, $1 billion empires, and are just so successful. And I'm like, God, what do I have to offer anyone here? What can I tell anyone here? And what I learned is more than just going there and finding potential sponsors, which I thought maybe that was his idea. It was more than that. And God just really had a plan for teaching me the business side of what I do and what I actually have to sell. So that cruise was right over Valentine's Day weekend, and one of the directors of the cruise actually was a former CEO of hoverboard companies, wildly successful, and he's dating Chelsea, my really good childhood friend, and so I got to connect with him a bit and just see his heart for God and for business, and that never really left my mind. And for months and months and months, I kept thinking back to him and his company, and they do a lot of business coaching, and I'm sitting here thinking, I don't even have enough money to hear the voice of God right now. Like, how can I pay someone to help me? But God just laid it on my heart, like, this is a sacrifice you need to make, and I'm going to fulfill this. I'm going to be there. And it took me a few months, actually up until April, before I contacted Roland and was like, hey, this is where I am. I'm just clueless. I don't know what to do differently. I've just exhausted my options. I've been making people tired. I've been talking about the same things for 5 years. I don't know what to do differently. I know this is God's plan for my life, but how can I get anyone else on board with this? And what happened just over the course of this one conversation was actually pretty miraculous for me, and that was just realizing how much I actually have to offer others. I've very much taken the martyr position, I'll admit to that. I'm like, here's these children, they're dying, and you can be the hero, you can help them, and please make the sacrifice and give to them, when in reality, I could be giving you this so differently. I could be sharing the best blessing of my entire life. I'm in PA school right now. Our commencement is actually this Friday. We finish. After that, we have a rotation for about 5 more weeks. But in June, I finish, and a lot of my friends and peers, I'm seeing them get jobs. And my very best friend in PA school actually just signed a contract for $131,000 a year starting offer. He didn't even ask for that. That's just what the company is giving him. Being a PA is a wonderful job. It's a lucrative job. And I'm just seeing this, and I'm like, wow, God, am I really supposed to leave now? And of course I am. But what I realized through that, my husband and I are both PAs. We have the potential to stay here and self-fund, but instead we're going over here not just because we're sacrificial, but because we love it, and it means that much to me. And how in the world am I pitching this to you as any sort of sacrifice if me and my husband are both leaving 6-figure careers to go make a couple $100s a month? This is a gift, and this is something that I want to share with you. And I'm so thankful to Roland for just revealing this to me, that, this is a business. I'm not just, not everything in this is for the kids. It's also for you. I have, I love the American life too. I love to travel. I love to see Paris. I love to sit and have a good dinner with my husband. Those aren't bad things. Those are real things. But I can tell you honestly that whenever I sit and have a good dinner, Rob and I love to go to the river house and sit by the lake and eat food that's made by a gourmet chef. I have no problem with that, but I can tell you that nothing fills me the way that having a vulnerable child come to life, have the opportunity to live. I've never had a meal, I've never had a vacation that's done that for me, and I'm not going to pitch this to you anymore as a sacrifice, as something that we need you to do. Of course we do, but this is something that could fill you so much. You'll get on our website and see that we have started approaching this new way. We used to break this into hygiene and to bills and to medical, but now we've clumped this into patients. We want you to actually see the faces, the needs. We've broken it down cost by cost by cost. How much it would cost for us to take care of a malnourished patient, how much it would cost for us to take care of someone with infectious disease or cancer, and just seeing the expenses, why we ask the monthly amounts that we ask. And let me tell you, diarrhea is one of the leading causes of death in Kenya for orphans who can't access care. And that is a 3-4 day ordeal. That is not something that we keep these kids a whole year for. These kids will be with us just a few days. I need to give them a pack of antibiotics, sometimes IV fluids. $20, you are going to save that child's life. I can't give you that same reward taking you to dinner. I can't give you that same reward taking you on a trip across Europe. I am literally telling you that you have the opportunity to make a difference in this world, to give someone life who otherwise would have death, to have a child who's 2 years old who will now live to be 98. I want to share this with you. I don't want to sell it to you. I want you to know the value of it, and I want you to want it. I don't want to force anyone. My dad always says, those who want to give will give gladly, and I believe in that. I don't want to talk anyone into something that makes them uncomfortable. This is something, there's a million charities in the world that you could give to, but to give to ours is an honor. But I want to tell you why that is something to invest in, and why I'm giving up my entire life, why I'm dedicating myself to something that fills me up so much. It's no sacrifice. I will never work a day in my life for the kind of reward that I get for this. Yes, I won't ever have monetary reward, but just the absolute joy of getting to give that life is huge, and I want to share that with you. If you want to get on our website and look a little bit more, if you want to talk to me personally, if this really weighs heavy on you, maybe you feel like you don't have anything to give financially, that's okay. You know, some people are in that position, but I can promise you that you will never, ever, ever go poor from giving to someone else. I just have had it proven to me too many times, just like making the step to get that business coach, and how that automatically, just getting a sponsor to cover that right away. And I mean, God is just so good, and He's so faithful. And you should never be scared of doing something that convicts your heart, something that can pour into the life of another. Just, if you can just picture yourself, you know, it's so hard to get into the mindset of what a reality is for an orphan in a third world country that can't access medical care. That's not something that we're used to. We don't see children dying every day here in the United States. But this is a reality. And just going back to something as simple as the golden rule. I mean, I'm about to be a mom to a little boy and a little girl we're adopting, and they're moving in with us this August. And even now, before they're absolutely under my care, just thinking of anything happening to them absolutely breaks my heart. And I think of, if something were to happen to me and Rob, or we weren't able to adopt them, you know, who would take care of them? Who would advocate for them? And so if you can just put yourself in that place, maybe if you have your own children, if something were to happen to you, if you were the one in Kenya, if these were your children, how would you want someone to respond? Yes, it's cheaper to take care of a kid with malnourishment. Yes, we can save $1,000, but maybe your child would have been the one with HIV. Maybe your child would have been the one with cancer who needs that chronic care. I ask you to just please consider praying over each of these cases. Who does God want you to pour into? And in return, we've really set this up in a way where more than just the ethics of it, more than just the joy of knowing, we've made it to where you actually get to connect with these children. We've set it up to where this October, once the hospital opens, you'll get a password protected access to this page where you'll actually see live feed of these patients in Kenya. You'll get to see us eating, or our church services, or just in the playroom with the kids. You'll actually get to be that much a part of our life. We're going to have a scheduled airtime every day. Maybe it'll be 6 p.m. or 3 to 8 p.m. on Saturdays. We aren't sure of the schedule yet, but you'll actually get to see these children. They'll be in real life, and that's something that you can only get as a sponsor. And why? Because we don't want to exploit these kids. We want these kids to be known and loved by the people who are actually committed to their stories. I would love to show that to everyone. Maybe we would get a lot more donors that way, but in my heart, I just know that these children want to thank you. They want to give you something special, and so we want to set you apart. We also have it set up to where you can send virtual e-cards from that website. You're going to be able to make virtual patient visits. All of this is from your home. We're going to be uploading stories. We're going to be letting you know about new admissions. We're going to give you bi-weekly patient reports where you can see who's been discharged, who has been admitted, and just things that you can only know as a sponsor, because you need to invest in these children's lives to be able to know such personal stories of these vulnerable children, and we want to share that with you, and I'm excited to share that with you. I no longer feel like I'm burdening you, and that's such a blessing, just knowing that I can ask you to contribute something and knowing you're going to get more in return. Yes, it's a sacrifice. Yes, we're so thankful for you, but I can promise you that the blessings will abound if you get along with us on this journey. And I love you all, and I'm praying just that God will really speak to your heart. I don't want this video to be overbearing at all. I'm coming to you with love, and I'm coming to you with the greatest gift that I have ever received, and just wanting to share that with you. So if you will, just visit our website. It's www.ovi, and the I is for international.org, and ovinternational.org. Just check it out. Go to, let me think about the link. It's Join Us, and then Become a Patient Guardian. So that's what we're calling sponsors, is a guardian, because that's what you are. These orphans come alone to the hospital, but they have no one to pay for their care, but you will be the one who gets that relationship. You'll be the one who gets the story of how their life changed because of your gift. And I thank you.